For anybody checking out the Facebook Live, Jason has let us know he'll be here in 5. So we're going to kick off at about 7:35, everybody. 7:35 for all y'all on Facebook or YouTube watching us live.
You're making us that 5
I know there's
minutes
not a
longer.
lot of you, but now you know. All right.
WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH, the WTH podcast.
Hold on to your butt.
Jason Casey, Kareem Daniels, and Nate Darling, from the Darling New Media Studios.
This is the WTH podcast.
Hey, everybody, welcome into another episode of the WTH podcast. It is WTH number 799. As I get rid of that full screen on the Facebook Live. Hello, Kareem.
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I decided to spritz my sinuses out the other day with one of those aerosol cans. Well, it's actually saline.
Right.
So I cleared it out with that, and I've been having issues ever since.
Oh, it said saline. It really was Lysol.
It's something, dude.
You did the Trump treatment without realizing it.
Like I said, it got was in there out. It came out, and my
Sure.
sinuses were clear, but I think they were too clear now.
Yeah, there is such a thing as too clear. Oh, hey. Look who's here. It's Jason Casey.
What's up?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. 5 minutes was 5 minutes.
Well, it was 6.
Was it 5 minutes?
No, well, you said
That's
5
fine.
minutes, but it was actually 6. We started with at 5 minutes. We hit the theme. I'm like, I got things to do, places to go, like home.
That's right.
Y'all are home already. I'm here. I'm here at the palatial Darling New Media Studios.
You're doing the good work.
I am doing the work. This is the third podcast I've recorded today. As I have
Yeah.
recorded,
Congratulations.
recorded for. I interviewed the director of athletics at Modern Day High School, and I interviewed a gentleman who works for a fundraising company in Seattle for a brand new podcast that is launching here at Darling New Media. So we busy.
I love it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's getting to be that time. Hey, for anybody who's in the Sacramento area, well, actually anywhere, you can take the Podcasting 101 workshop. It is next Wednesday at 6:00 Pacific time, and it is online. So it is a virtual, no, it's an actual live workshop. It's just going to be online. So you don't come into the office to do it. So same thing that we would normally do before COVID, when we would come in here and do everything. It's a full-on plan your podcast workshop. So everybody needs to figure it out and enjoy it.
Nice.
I'm getting an echo from somewhere. I need to know where that's coming from. It's driving me nuts. Please hold on 1 second. Let me figure this out here. And
I'm not getting an echo.
no, it's here. There's a small speaker in the room.
Jay, you were supposed to go.
Oh,
It's going pee.
oh, good. You guys, Phil.
Supposed to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Back in bed.
Are you supposed to be in bed right now? Yeah.
It's going pee pee. It's going pee.
Okay. All right. See you later, kiddo. Say bye, everyone. Say bye.
Oh.
Go get in bed.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. And the other one's gonna start crying now because she wants mama. It is, man. Hey, you'll love it. It's an anti-pregnancy ad. No, it's just that time. It's bedtime.
It's bedtime.
And I mean, Gay, she wants to go to the potty on the back. She wants to go to the bathroom on the potty. So you got to let it happen, man. Can't.
I mean,
fight
who
it.
doesn't? Who doesn't?
Right.
Hmm.
All right, well,
Preach.
yeah,
Preach.
I found where the sound was coming from. I just can't get rid of it.
Oh.
Okay. Only I can hear it, so it's not really that big a deal. I just need to not be distracted by it. That's all. All right. Before we get into the rest of this, let me go through a little what we have to talk about today. Good Lord. It's been crazy. We are going to check into Florida. We've got some things that involve spaghetti sauce and a Slurpee. Not
Nice.
together, separately. Plus, we're going to do a deep dive into Reddit in the Am I the Asshole category. That's going to be the bulk of our show. And we're going to delve in the best of the times and the worst of the times. Let me try that again. We're going to delve into Kamala, best of times, worst of times. Before we do, though, Jason, what do you want to talk about?
Cock fucking roaches. Oh man. Like
Go on.
about 2 weeks ago, by the sink, we saw like a small German cockroach. I saw it. Chris hadn't seen it. Then she saw one like 2 weeks ago. And I've seen probably 5 since then, like, but just one at a time, and never at other places. And our countertop's pretty clean generally. Anyhow, yeah. Last night I found, like, I went to our drying mat, like, was filled with nymphs, which are baby cockroaches. There's like 25 of them, like, it's just like scattered everywhere. And, like, there's a big one, like, I mean, like, big, not the big ones, but, like, the under an inch ones. I mean, it happened like at 11 o'clock last night when I discovered this. Like, I'd actually been like, man, it's been a couple of days and I haven't seen any. This is going good, man. I think they're coming up through the sink. Oh, I have somebody coming out tomorrow. Have you guys had to deal with cockroaches, like, ever before?
No, ants.
No.
Ants has always been the big thing.
How about you, Kareem? Oh yeah, Kareem. Cool. Anyhow, Nate, what were you saying?
Kareem, are you frozen?
I think he's frozen.
I think he's frozen. No, we have an exterminator that comes by regularly to keep the ants at bay. Otherwise, there will be a problem with that. So, I don't know. Hey there, Kareem. Kareem has left.
He's left.
He froze up. We'll back here in a second.
Yeah, we have somebody that comes by and does the house every other month. Comes through, but he just does outside. We've never had any problems with anything on the inside of the house until now.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. They're going to come in if they can. So there's not much you can do about that. I mean,
and if they're coming up through the sewer,
I had ants come in through when I lived on a 3rd floor apartment in Natomas. I had ants that came the first time they came in. They came up the drain in the sink from outside, all like through the sink, all over into the pantry, the whole thing. Had the people came out, did the whole thing. And a week later, we had ants come up through the drain on the washing machine. Same thing.
Yeah.
Third floor, all the way up in. They were everywhere. The little bastards. Those are the worst.
Yeah.
We ended up with the roaches because the county came and sprayed. And so they came out of the drains and came out. And they ended up in the garage. And the exterminator said they were like outdoor roaches. But occasionally they get in the house. But yeah, they came because sometimes you get them because somebody else either moved or their house got sprayed and they go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like I said, I have an exterminator coming through tomorrow. And they said, we'll treat it like an infestation in that area. She's like, it doesn't sound like it is.
Hold on. It sounds from what Kareem said like you have refugee roaches.
That's what we had.
Are you going to Donald Trump those refugee roaches?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. Sorry, bro. I've been saving flies. Like, oh man, like I had this crazy order with Walmart. Won't get into it, but they fucked up. Like DoorDash delivered all of our groceries to somebody else. It was a whole fucking thing. Like our whole week's groceries. Like that's what I dealt with on Friday and Saturday. It was the fucking worst. I mean, like It's just been like the last couple of days, and then like I think because Saturday, because all the groceries, like we sanitized them out on the porch. A bunch of flies got into the house. There was like 45 flies like throughout the house. Like, and each time somebody come in the front door, 2 or 3 more would come in. But I saved them. I used my vacuum cleaner because I have like a handheld Dyson type, and I just suck them up and I dump them outside. I should probably be killing them, I guess, but I've been saving them.
Hold on, you've been catching flies and letting them free into the world?
I don't have a way to kill them. Like I have a way to suck them up, but I don't have a way to kill them once I have them. No,
this is how you kill them.
I'm not gonna kill like 15 of them. That they're in the catch of my vacuum. That's like this big. Like I can't. When you pop it open, they just fly out. So I go over to my neighbor's house. I go over to my neighbor's house and I hold it over their house and I dump it.
That seems to be working for you.
They're like, oh, he doesn't kill us. Everybody else come over.
Yeah, everybody come back. Get over here. Now, today's a good day. There's only been one in the house. There's one in the house right now.
Oh, there you go. Kareem, what do you want to talk about?
Sam J. Sam J is a comedian and a writer for Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Her Netflix special came out last Monday. I watched it 5 times last week, and I laughed as hard the 5th time as I did the first time.
Wow.
She is an African-American lesbian who talks about her experience as a lesbian who used to have sex with men. And the first time her girlfriend met her, the guy she lost her virginity to. It's one of the most hilarious comedy specials I've seen in a while. And you laugh at it from start to finish. And me and my girlfriend watched it, and she usually doesn't really laugh at anything, but she laughed at this, like laughed out loud at this. And like I said, it's laugh out loud funny. If you get a chance, watch it. It is great. The honesty, for me, what comedy is about honesty, is about getting a viewpoint that you never really get. And so she does all of that and makes all the shit hilarious.
Nice.
I sent you guys.
I really enjoyed that clip. That was.
It's called
hilarious.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
In case you're wondering. So check that out. All right. So you've got flies and roaches. You laughed like crazy at a comedy special. I want to talk about God. So I want you to tell me all your thoughts on God. It's a lyric for cars. Sorry, it is. Now, when I was growing up, I went to Catholic school, and I've got a pretty decent background in religious studies. And I was always told that God was all powerful. God was almighty. God controlled all things, saw all things. Sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. Say, yeah.
All right. Well, apparently there's one thing, and it's not Beelzebub, but there is one thing that can take God down.
Oh.
Yeah, one thing that can take God down, and our great president has found it.
No religion, no anything. Hurt the Bible, hurt God. He's against God. He's against guns. He's against energy. No religion, no.
He's talking about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a devout Catholic. So the no religion thing, that's not even remotely. None of that's true, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Biden.
Like everything he said is just like so. Like it's just like so. And Epstein didn't kill himself. I was just expecting him to say that at the end. Like,
Okay, let's take this 9 seconds again.
No religion, no anything. Hurt the Bible.
No religion, no anything.
yeah.
Hurt the Bible. I'm not sure how one hurts the Bible, but hurt the Bible.
Hurt God.
Hurt God.
He's against God. He's against guns.
He's against God and guns. And as we know, those are the two things that go together like milk and honey, like hot dogs, apple pie, and Chevrolet.
He's against energy.
He's against energy. He's against energy. I want to say this. Last week, we were almost completely Trump free on the show. And that was kind of my goal this week. We didn't quite make it. I'm sorry. He's like the roaches at Jason's house. He's fucking everywhere. And it's tough to ignore. It's tough to ignore. So yeah, the idea that anybody would buy this just baffles me.
Oh,
it just absolutely baffles me.
About 30% of America and about 50% of white people.
I don't know that they buy it, though. That's the thing. I don't know that they buy this bullshit. I think they just go, well, he's brash and he's full of it, but I like him.
But there's something to say about the evangelicals and their thought of bringing up like the end of the world into being. You know, that idea that it's going to happen. I've seen friends recently like posting shit like, you know, like it's end times. Times are, you know, are near, and it's like, wow. You know.
Yeah. Well, it's felt like that for me for about 3.5 years.
Yeah.
End times are near. I mean, maybe I'm overselling it. I don't know.
No. I mean, yeah, absolutely right.
It's just been a rough time. And imagine this. I'm a white guy. Oh no, Kareem said something went wrong.
Uh-oh.
Let's hope he pops back on.
Yeah.
Kareem will rejoin us as soon as he
Eventually he'll be back. Yeah.
So Jason, this happened in Arizona, and I sent you guys this a little bit earlier. In Arizona, an anti-mask dude is in the grocery store, and he's angry. And this all comes to an end of him yelling at people when his adult son, picks him up around the waist, face to face, picks him up off the ground about 2 feet, and walks him out of the store. Let's take a listen to what it sounds. This is what living in Arizona could sound like for you.
People won't learn. These people won't learn. You're a bunch of idiots wearing masks. You know it's not real.
First time they came in.
You got a fucking doily on your face, retard. You look like you fucking got it off your mom's countertop. You look like an idiot. You're a child. Trying to make you wear a mask. You're a dork. Look at you giant fucking dork. What are you gonna do? Come outside. Come outside and show me how tough you are. Fucking little. I'll beat that fucking mask off your face like a fucking retard. Fucking pussies. You're a bunch of pussies wearing masks.
Okay. Just before he calls everybody a bunch of pussies is when his adult son picks him up around the waist and carries him out like an angry toddler. This is in Tucson, by the way.
Or more like choose not. I'm not going there anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he's not worried about being politically correct as he dropped the R word multiple times.
Oh, yeah. That was multiple R bombs.
Right. I enjoyed. Let's take a listen to part of his threats.
You're a dork. Look at you giant fucking dork. What are you gonna do?
The guy in the mask asked him if he's drunk.
Come outside. Come outside and show me how tough you are. I'll beat that fucking mask off your face like a fucking retard.
I believe, and this is a quote, "I'll beat that mask off your face in a fucking retard." I couldn't quite make it out, but at that point, it's all over as his son carries him out. So,
anytime your kid carries you out of anywhere is a bad look.
That's you saving your life.
You lost the fight if your kid's carrying you out.
Well, Kareem, he looks to be about our age, so that's the most disappointing part of this. This is a grown man wearing basketball shorts, getting picked up and carried out of a grocery store. He just right past the watermelons and out the front door.
That's a damn shame.
All right, so
tonight we're a well-known.
So it is the best of times and the worst of times for Kamala or Kamala, depending on which times you're talking about.
Mid-South wrestler has died from coronavirus. According to a Facebook post by his handler, James Harris, also known as Kamala, has died. It's not clear when this happened. We can tell you Harris traveled the world in the 1980s and early 90s, wrestling people like Hulk Hogan and The Undertaker. WRAG talked to Harris back in 2012 after he lost a leg from high blood pressure and diabetes complications. And even then, during those struggles to adjust to his new life without his leg, he told us he only wanted fans to see him in one way.
Don't think of me as, oh, please, help me. I don't want them to think of me that way. I want them to think of me as uplifting.
What a legacy. Well, he wasn't just influential in the wrestling world, he was also a big part of his North Mississippi community, and we know he will be greatly missed.
So, ironically, his real name is James Harris. James Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
In other news, Joe Biden has picked Kamala Harris as his running mate. I don't believe there's any relation.
I don't either.
I believe so.
This news came out earlier today, Tuesday, if you're watching us on Facebook, yesterday, if you downloaded the show. California Senator Kamala Harris is going to be joining Joe Biden on the ticket. The presumptive Democratic candidate announced his VP running mate, and his choice is historic. She will become the first Black female vice presidential candidate in the history of this country. Now, Biden appeared to signal Harris as his running mate back in July when a reporter got a peek at his cheat sheet during a news conference, and at the tip, it had Harris's name with the word "Don't hold grudges." Of course, grudges references the first debate where Harris attacked Biden for his stand on school busing, something that Harris benefited from during her school days. So Biden tweets, "I have the great honor to announce I've picked at Kamala Harris, a fearless fighter for the little guy and one of the country's finest public servants, as my running mate." What do you think, guys?
I kind of wanted him to pick a different vice president. I really wanted her for the position of attorney general, because the attorney general actually has more power than the vice president and what they can actually do day to day. Traditionally, the vice president hasn't done a lot except for Dick Cheney. Yeah,
Well,
it's never really.
And that controlling vote in the Senate too. Like that's
yeah. And Willie Brown wrote an editorial about it, but it was stuff that I said before he wrote the editorial. But that just made more sense to me. But the good thing about him picking her is that he picked a person from a Democratic state with a state with a Democratic governor, so her seat can be filled by another Democrat. So if he had picked somebody from Georgia, well, actually it was the mayor from Georgia, so that wouldn't have mattered. But if he had picked
Elizabeth Warren, there's a Republican governor in Massachusetts right now.
So there's that one, and then there's the Florida Val Demings. Her position would have been filled by a Republican. So that part of it makes sense in that way. The biggest issue most people have with her is the fact that she was a prosecutor, and and I get that. Like, she wasn't my first choice, but Black people made it known that he needed to pick a Black woman, so he did. I'm glad he didn't wait 2 more weeks to do it. I'm glad he did it today to get it out of the way so we can move forward past it, and it couldn't become more of a controversy than it already was.
Well, he couldn't wait 2 more weeks because the convention is a week from tomorrow. So
yeah,
he had to get her done. Jason, you didn't seem excited.
I mean, politically, like Kareem's saying, it makes sense, right? But at the same time, like, I think that there's other candidates that could have inspired more.
Regarding Senator Harris's record, you had a pretty quick response to that. You had an ad out that said that she was a phony.
Okay, sorry, Jason.
That's okay.
That played well. I get your point. You want someone more excited. You want someone to excite the base a little bit more.
Just somebody that's more progressive. Like, she wasn't necessarily progressive, being the prosecutor that she was and prosecuting some of the things that she prosecuted. And then there's, so I mean, I won't even get into that. I feel that like Trump and them was try to skewer her on also. Like, they already somewhat during the presidential campaign, like the primary season, but I don't know. It's I'm voting for her.
That's not what I asked.
Yeah,
and actually, she actually has a really progressive record as a senator, which is one of the things that I've read since.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah, I think as a prosecutor, her next goal was to be attorney general in California, and she was.
Yeah. And right now I don't give a shit about what progressives think anyway, because most of the country is not there. Most of the country is center left, center right. That's black people in the South and in the Midwest. That's where most of the country is. And then after listening to the podcast about white parents, I really don't give a shit about what progressives think. So you motherfuckers will leave us out there the dry and get what you want. So
I'm talking about my friends that are, black or indigenous people of color that are progressives. Like, but I get it. It's fine. I understand. I trust that she'll be amazing at her job, and it'll be better than what we have right now. Like, I thought, you can't even compare. You can't even compare how much better it'll be.
Well, let's hear what the man in the presidency now thinks of the election.
I wanted to drill down.
She was a what?
Phony. And I wanted to ask about a specific example that a lot of people thought was a phony moment. As San Francisco DA, she oversaw, according to the Mercury News, 1,900 marijuana convictions. But she was asked in an interview last year if she had smoked marijuana, and she appeared to joke and, according to some people, lie and say that she was listening to Snoop Dogg and Tupac while their music hadn't come out at the time, while she said she was smoking pot, listening to it. Why would she lie about that? Do you see that as more evidence that is surpassed on marijuana a liability?
Well, she lied. I mean, she said things that were untrue. She is a person that's told many stories that weren't true. She's very big into raising taxes. She wants to slash funds for our military at a level that nobody can even believe. She is against fracking. She's against petroleum products. I mean, how do you do that and go into Pennsylvania or Ohio or Oklahoma or the great state of Texas? She's against fracking. Fracking's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. That's why they have all those earthquakes in Oklahoma now.
Yeah.
Silly man. I enjoy that he says that she tells lots of lies.
Yeah, that's great.
Well, it takes one to know one.
I know how to identify liars because I lie. I don't. But if I were a liar, I would be able to spot every liar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Takes one to know one. All right, it's time for us to delve a little bit into Reddit and the subreddit AITA, which is Am I the Asshole? And this is the one that sparked the this is the one that sparked the whole thing for me. AITA for walking out of a gender reveal party. My wife, 34, and I, 33, are having our second child. We have a daughter who's 5. She's been grouchy her whole pregnancy, so her sister offered to plan her a gender reveal party. The plan was that all the food and decorations would be blue or pink, and at the end, we'd get one of those special sparklers that would light up either blue or pink to reveal the gender. We went to the doctor and got her to write the results on a folded piece of paper that we passed over to her sister without looking. So flash forward to the day of the party, and the moment of truth comes, and the sparkler turns out to be pink for a girl. This is Jason in a nutshell. I don't know what came over me, but all I felt at the moment was very bitter disappointment. To be honest, all I was hoping for baby number 2 is to be able to toss a ball around with him and coach Little League or watch him go on Boy Scout camping trips. I know my daughter's only 5, but I've already started to deal with the dramas of being a father of a girl, and the thought of having to double up now on that neuroticism was harrowing. I grew up in a house with 3 older boys and 1 younger sister, and I can't imagine seeing myself be outnumbered. My wife grabbed my arm as we were approaching us to say their congratulations, and I said I needed to look happier. At that moment, I just snapped. I shook my head and walked out to my car. We came separately and drove to my sister's house. His sister's 21. I start getting texts from my sister-in-law and wife saying, way to reenact their dad leaving their mom when they were 10 and 12. Oh, God.
Oh, damn.
Right? I felt like the accusation was unfair and that I just needed some time alone. I didn't ask to be flabbergasted. It just happened. And I don't think it's fair that they would have demanded I smile and nod for the next couple of hours. Am I the asshole? Kareem, I'm going to start with you.
Yes, you're the asshole. And I'm going to tell you this, who, as having a daughter who is a tomboy, who's only recently turned into a girly girl, and she's still not really a girly girl. My daughter is my adopted daughter, who was the daughter of a friend of mine, coworker of mine. And my coworker would invite me over for Thanksgiving and things like that. And the way that me and her bonded was I would walk in the door and she would pretty much attack me and want to wrestle. And she was 6 or 7 at that point.
Right.
So because you're going to have another girl doesn't necessarily mean that she's going to be a girly girl. And my goddaughter, she played sports her whole life. We got to coach her in basketball, football, soccer, everything. So you're an asshole because you haven't given the child a chance.
Jason, as someone who got revealed as having a second daughter, is this guy the asshole?
Fuck yeah, yes, you're the fucking asshole. First of all, you're on the fucking Reddit called Am I the If you're already on the Reddit called Am I the Asshole, you're probably already the asshole, bro. Like you're already there because like
don't say that too quick because I listen to these every day.
I guess it's probably like 1 out of every 7, right? Like 1 out of 6. But I showed my disappointment when I found out she was pregnant again.
But we only did it once. How did this happen?
Yeah, I know. It's pretty much it. You promised me months of trying to do this again, and no. But I mean, it's just so ridiculous, like how that's become such a thing. You know, I get that it's important, I guess, but is it like? I guess it's good to know so you can get clothes blue or pink if that's what you want to do. But do you even need to do that I don't know. We were very lucky. Like we had a niece that's 2 years older than CJ, and CJ just inherited all these clothes. So we've never had to really buy clothes for CJ. But we'd already talked like we weren't going to buy her too many princess things and like too many pink things, and try to focus more on things that were So yeah.
I need to sun the inside of the inside of my arm. This is blinding.
It's blinding, man.
This is accidental. And there's the farmer tan right there.
Looks like you're driving. Looks like you're in the passenger seat of a car.
Right. So yes, this guy's the asshole. But the part that he seems to think is really unfair is the text accusing him of reenacting their dad leaving their mom when they were 10 and 12. That's them and their baggage. So that's a little bit harsh, but dude, you're a grown man. Maybe you need to walk outside for 5 minutes to get your head together, but to get in your car and drive off and go to your sister's house. Come on. Be a man.
I mean, I've been stuck in this house for 5 months with my wife and the 2 kids, and I haven't done that once.
You're special, though.
That's right.
All right.
How many times has Chris done it?
I tell her to go for a walk.
All right. So here's the next one. My wife went into labor around 6 p.m. on Sunday. We were expecting twins. It quickly turns into a very painful process. She kept cutting off the blood pressure to my hand when she squeezed and nearly sprayed my shirt with vomit. Around 3 a.m., my dad calls. I work for my dad's company, and we had a presentation for clients on Monday morning that I had to get ready for. My dad heard my wife was in labor, but told me he needed me on this presentation. He said there was nothing I could do to help my wife in delivery, and seeing the baby come out was overrated, and people don't prepare for your gore. He said he needed me to rest up and make myself presentable for the presentation. My wife's labor was progressing very slowly, and we were all certain she would need forceps or other assistance to deliver the babies. I realized that I couldn't help her here, and my dad was counting on me, so I told her I needed to leave. She started screaming at me so loudly that a few nurses rushed to our room. I ended up doing the presentation with the clients, and things went well. I leave the office and see a text on my phone that said my wife delivered an hour ago around 10:30 a.m. and they had to use forceps. I would have missed the meeting had I stayed, and my dad has given me everything he could possibly give me in life. So I didn't want to let him down. Am I the asshole? I had responsibilities I had to take care of, and while my wife is still screaming at me saying that she was alone when they destroyed her body, I'm the only one who works, and her mom herself said that she was emotional and overreacting. My wife went as far as to say that her family would disown her if she was the first of them to divorce, but that she doesn't consider me her husband right now. Jason?
Having worked for my father for a period of time, I'll say this first off. First off, your dad's the fucking asshole here. Your dad's the big fucking asshole here. While I understand your father, you need to grow some fucking balls because now you're an asshole.
Right?
Just the way it's going to be. Like when I had to stand up to my dad, that's part of, I think, becoming a man is telling your dad, go fuck off. I have my family that I need to worry about. You can go fuck off with yourself because I got something here that's more important.
Kareem, is he the asshole?
He's a pussy. That's what he is.
Yeah. I was just trying to put it nicer, but yeah.
his father's an asshole and he's a pussy. That's what that is. His clients would have understood. Hey, you say my wife's in labor. Can we postpone this a day? I think the clients would have been okay with that. His father's an asshole and he's a pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For not standing up to his father.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Totally agree.
And the other thing is, if that was a first kid, he'll never live that back down.
Twins.
Oh yeah. Never. Yeah. Dude.
There's no reason.
And second.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Yeah, he'll never live that down.
Yeah, you better just go ahead and sign the divorce papers, bro, because 4 years, that's what you're looking at. No, I shouldn't say that, but that's fucking horrible. Like,
oh, it's going to be worse than divorce, Jason.
Oh yeah, no, she's gonna punish him.
Oh yeah, She's gonna
liver punch the shit out of him.
It's gonna be bad times at the El Royale. Is what it's gonna be. All right.
Every time he thinks she's safe, she's gonna punch him in the liver.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Late night nut shots while he's sleeping. So I am underweight. I'm a literal twig and I have a fast metabolism too. It's not fun at all because I can eat a whole chicken and barely gain weight. And the just eat comments from people get on my nerves so much. There's this girl, let's call her S. I don't really know her a lot, but she's friends with someone in our friend group and in our chat. S is overweight and very self-conscious. She's also very overbearing and loves to argue over the little things. So we were video chatting, me, her, and a few other people, and we were talking about something, and then S somehow starts talking about weight. S over here says that I'm a twig and asks if I diet because if it's going overboard if I do. So, of course, I don't say anything, and then S continues, and she says she wishes she was like me because I have the easy life. At that point, my friends told her to stop, and she keeps going and asks me if I eat at all sometimes. What really made me mad was when she asked if I starved myself or if I had an ED, eating disorder. I told her not everyone here gains weight easily and that being skinny and healthy are not the same thing in terms of health, and that it's not my fault she's overweight and has a slow metabolism. That was a low blow, but I was so tired of her little comments. She started crying and said that how she's so self-conscious of her weight and she was just complimenting me and then left the call. A few of my friends are on my side, but some say that I should not have attacked her on the subject. Am I the asshole? Edit? Yeah, I'm a girl. Edit? Skinny, not equal healthy, mostly. Also, I'm not trying to say fat shaming isn't bad. Honestly, it's worse than skinny shaming in my opinion, and I am lucky that I can eat without gaining lots of weight, but it's annoying sometimes. But I don't think EDs are complimenting. Calling someone a twig isn't either. Also saying just eat doesn't work either. Like, damn, never thought of that. Don't say eat less either. Just don't skinny fat shame people in general. We're all teens, by the way, between 16 and 17. Kareem, is she the asshole?
No, the other chick was the asshole. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
Jason.
Yeah, I mean, she's just pointing it back, right? Like, you're getting on me about this. This is like, don't get on me because of your baggage, like you were saying earlier. You know?
I'm totally 1,000% with Kareem. This other chick would not look. If you're self-conscious about your weight, don't be talking about weight with people.
Yeah.
Unless you're having a legitimate discussion where you're trying to solve your problems or going back and forth with conversations. If you're super self-conscious about something, don't bring it up.
Yeah, but when you're 16, 17, you don't know that yet. You know, I mean, that's like, this was her lesson that she learned from the call. That she shouldn't talk about her weight, or other people's weight. You know what I mean? Like,
so Twiggy, so the answer really is Twiggy is not the asshole.
Twiggy's not
the other girl.
No, the other girl's the asshole for sure.
Yeah. A couple more here. I'm going to skip around this one because the first line is long story, and I think I screwed myself here. My 29-year-old male best friend, 28-year-old male is getting married at the start of October at a small gathering at a family friend's banquet hall catered by his family. He's obviously gay. My mom is extremely homophobic and in poor health at 65. Diabetes, obesity, family history of heart conditions, and smoking. I'd be very surprised if she made it to another election cycle. 4 years. She never liked my friend, but let it go once I became engaged to my current fiance, probably because she thought I might be gay. I told her I was going to not only be at the wedding, but the best man at the wedding, and she flipped out. My dad passed away about 5 years ago and provided very well for us, annuity stocks and 2 property houses rented out, and my mom knew the power that has. Even split with 2 other brothers, I'll inherit well over $5 million. Her words were, if you go to that fucking wedding, we'll see how much you get. Unfortunately, I told her the date before at this point, and she'll know where to expect me to be on that day. I've tried to get her to be reasonable, but she isn't budging. She's been a bitter, hateful woman for 60 plus years, and she's going out a bitter, hateful woman. I told my best friend, and he's furious with me, as is my fiance. We are all very well off. I'm a pharmacist who hasn't felt the effects of COVID at all, to be honest, and she's a human resources associate. We are extremely comfortable and have never stressed over money, but not millionaires, which we could be. I asked my best friend if he would consider a long engagement. Him and his fiance proposed a planning wedding inside of a year, and my mom is not going to last that much longer. But he isn't concerned beyond you're choosing your homophobic mom over me. That line hurt me, and I'm just choosing her money right now. And even that doesn't seem like it's worth it. My fiance has said that she knows it's a lot of money, but she says we have 6 figures in the bank already, and my job has no threat of downsizing or phasing out. Still, I would be set for and take a 10 plus year start on my retirement, and he's not willing to find a compromise at all. Not that he should have to at the end of the day. Will I be the asshole if I don't attend my best friend's gay wedding? Edit number 1. Honestly, more I typed out my question, the more obvious it was. I couldn't even spin it to make me not sound like the asshole.
Well, you answered yourself, bro.
Well, at least he knows.
Yeah. He's not choosing his homophobic mom. This is where the problem is. He's not choosing homophobic mom over gay best friend. He's choosing $5 million over gay best friend. That's what he's trying to do. He's like, bruh.
So here's the deal. You have to buy your friend a really, 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 really good wedding present to get your friend back after this shit.
How about this? Here's what you should have done. You should have done this. Go look. I fucked up, and I'm really sorry. Here's what I am willing to do. I'm looking to inherit like $5 million here when she dies. If you two can wait to get gay married, because he keeps referring to it this way, and not just married, which is what it should be. But if you two wait to get married, I'll pay for the whole fucking wedding and your honeymoon wherever you want to go.
There you go.
You do that, maybe you're out $100,000. You're getting $5 million. You're out $100,000. Your friend's not pissed, but instead you're like, hey man, look, I know I've got 6 figures in the bank, and I'm a pharmacist, and I make way more money, but this is a lot of money too. Just say,
Yeah.
Just saying.
Or just like take your fucking chances. Your mom's not gonna fucking not do like. Not only that, good brothers. If you have brothers that you're close with, and that you weren't an asshole, they'll fucking cut you in on the backside. Like right? Like if you have a good relationship with your
Right.
brothers, be like, we got your back, yo, bro. Like, no, listen, your mom's fucking. We know that she's fucking a mean old hag.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
Well,
We'll
and by the way, I didn't know pharmacists were this stupid. Why are you telling your homophobic mom
Exactly.
that you're going to a gay wedding and you're going to be the best man? She got him riled up. She got him riled up. Absolutely. All right. Get ready for this one, Jason. My daughter is a handful, to say the very least, not in the sense of being a bad kid or anything along those lines. She actually listens really well and is super respectful and overall an extremely sweet and loving kid. However, she has a really bad habit of not wanting to do anything for herself, like to a point where she doesn't even want to pick out her own clothing, but will ridicule anything and everything I choose. Her father and I split up 4 years ago, and after 2 years, he basically stopped making any attempt to see her. She's taking this fairly okay, so she says. She's not.
No.
But I know for a fact that the damage is a lot more than she makes it out to be, especially being a daddy's girl. So she only sees him maybe twice a year, and this is only when her grandmother, his mom, asks to have her for the weekend. He lives back at home with mommy, pays no rent, no child support, and is unemployed, so he literally has no excuse not to see her. But when she's there, he doesn't hang out with her or anything. It's very traumatic for her as a mother. I can see that. Now I will begin to get her on track and have her start doing things for herself. She'll be doing so fantastic, but then like clockwork, her dad and grandmother swoop in and destroy it. They tell her princesses don't need to do anything for themselves, and they do everything for her, including tying her shoes. So when she comes back home, all the progress has made a complete 180. By the way, it's a 9-year-old. So her grandmother and dad had her for the first time this year about 2 weeks ago. When she came home, all progress was lost and she refused to do anything. Wouldn't tie her shoes, comb her hair, pick out her clothes, unpack her bag, nothing. So I calmly told her I would not be doing these things for her, and if she doesn't do them for herself, they will not be done. She freaked out. This is a first. She started screaming about how her daddy told her that she should be doing more for her and how I am neglectful of her needs. I'm not even shitting you. She really screamed this in my face. So me, in complete shock and pure irritation, said, actually, you are going to do these things for yourself. And to be completely honest with you, I don't care in the least what your father has told you. Who's raising you, Amber? Me or him? Do you want to be dependent on me for the rest of your life and neglect? Are you flipping serious? Do you even know what that fucking means? I did swear at her. I was heated. I later apologized, and I spoke to her dad, dad's in quotes, who told me what happened at his house wasn't my concern and that she's too perfect to do shit for herself. My mom, who was present for this, told me that I'm an asshole for freaking out the way I did. I feel like an asshole, but at that time, I feel like something needed to be said. Jason, since Kareem has dropped off, is she the asshole?
Not in the least. She's a parent. She's a parent.
Tough situation, man. That is a tough one.
I mean, yeah, I don't necessarily think that you should yell at your kids, but I yell at my kids sometimes. I mean, it's just the way that it is. You know what I mean? Like, when I say yell, I'm not yelling, like, but it's like the 10th time you told your kid to put her underwear on or put her pull-up on, and she's running around the house naked, telling you to look at her booty butt, like, you're gonna get really upset.
We have a recording of Jason yelling at his children.
Go fuck yourself. Say it again. Go fuck yourself.
Welcome back, Kareem.
It's a weird night.
It is. Kareem keeps coming and going, in and out.
That's what she said.
Did you right? Did you catch the gist of that story, Kareem?
Yes, and it sounds like what everybody goes through who co-parents, that adjustment period, depending on how bad it is. And then if your other parent is a shitty parent, it makes it that much harder. So the ex-husband and mom are assholes. Actually, it's the mom that's an asshole because she's the one who does it, and she's the reason why come he's at home living rent free and not paying child support.
Yeah, I mean it's not cool to scream that in your kid's face, but I completely get how frustrated you might be at that point after dealing with all.
And
that.
a 9-year-old is a kid that can deduce, they can recognize, they don't know they know words, they know context, they understand things a lot better. You know, I mean, I'm dealing with a 3.5-year-old, and she usually can get it when she gets in trouble, really upset. I ask her, you know, we have a conversation afterwards. Why is Daddy upset? Because I wasn't listening. Yes, you weren't listening. What should you have, you know? I don't know. I just
my wife and I have those conversations, and she asks me if I know why she's upset. That's a minefield. That's a minefield question.
Yes, that's when you know you're fucked.
Yeah, and look, and 9 years old is not too young that she's not being manipulative.
Yeah,
that's the other part.
Okay. First of all, I have a 17-month-old, almost 18-month-old at home. She tries to be manipulative.
Oh yeah.
That is something that's a human trait, is trying to manipulate. And until you can teach kids about how that's not okay to do, that's sort of ingrained in them. And if you, on the other side, if you have shitty parents who teach them, you manipulate people for whatever you want, and then they grow up to be president.
Yes.
What's the thing is, you have to install those boundaries have to be like they're being pushed from 1.5, but like especially like when they get to 3, 4, like all they're doing is pushing boundaries on a regular, like every single thing they're doing it to be like, fuck you. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah,
right.
What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do, Dad? You don't want me to dump it out? You don't want me to dump it out? I'll dump it out. And you do it. They do it. They do it. They just do it. You're like, what are you doing, kid? Chris has gotten me to stop doing, like, she'll be doing something like, why are you doing that, CJ? And Chris looks at me, she's like, she's 3, Jason. She doesn't, she's figuring it out. She's learning.
You're really getting in there. Like, my kid's special. She knows things.
No, I'm not getting that.
How does she feel about Nietzsche?
She thinks that the idea of a Superman is he's the one that thought of that, right? That had the idea of the Superman, the person that yeah.
What about Descartes? Does she think therefore she is? Is that what?
That's when she sits on the toilet and she just sits there thinking.
Mm-hmm. So I saved the most troubling "Am I the asshole?" for last.
Oh, great! I've been waiting.
First, this is a throwaway. I don't know which of my family or friends use Reddit right now. I recently adopted a morbidly obese cat. She's on a diet and exercise plan and is dropping weight quickly, but healthily. The vet set her up with a plan. Sometimes we cuddle. I affectionately call her Chonk Butt and Tubby Wubby, etc. She doesn't seem to care. She just wants her snuggles. To clarify, I would never talk about a human being like that, since it's not my place to judge anyone's body. One day, my cousin came over and heard me call the cat one of those pet names, and she visibly cringed. She asked me to stop referring to my cat like that, since she had an eating disorder in high school, and that sort of teasing triggered her. I had no idea she'd gone through something so difficult, so I told her I wouldn't do it around her anymore. She started crying and telling me I had to stop altogether, and that me using those terms for my cat meant I didn't love the cat, and that I was fat-shaming the cat. I told her I'd consider that, but the vet said that the cat was under no psychological distress. She decided to leave and called me a fat shamer again as she went. I definitely won't use weight-related language around her ever again as it triggers her, but I think it's ridiculous to stop calling the cat a chonk when it's just me in the house. So am I the asshole? I feel like I might be one because of her strong reaction. Kareem?
No, you're not an asshole. Your cat doesn't know that you're calling it fat, and the cat doesn't give a shit as long as you love it. And actually, the fact that your cat will let you love it says a whole lot about you.
Yeah, speaks volumes.
Yeah. So I'm sorry that your cousin went through what she went through, but she should not be projecting that onto everything and everybody.
Jason, is she the asshole?
She's definitely not the asshole. Chalk butt. Come on. I mean, it's a cute name for your cat. It's a cute cuddle name for your cat. Chonk butt. Come here, chonkers.
You did say she saved the cat, right?
Yeah.
So she saved the cat. She spent money to go to the vet, and the vet gave the cat a diet plan that she's following.
Diet and
exercise plan that she is following. You cannot love that cat anymore. Your cousin needs to go see her psychiatrist and talk to her psychiatrist.
It's a whole thing. It's bad times. And I mean, I get the cousin who's like, hey, it's like, okay, I won't use that language around you. I get it. I get why that upsets you. But then to go, look, you're hurting the cat's feelings. As long as the cat's not eating its feelings at this point, you're okay.
Yeah.
Now I joke about my cat Hef eating his feelings because he's enormous.
He is.
But I don't know that's the situation. All right, let's hold on. I don't want to hit the wrong thing. Yeah, here it is.
Florida, land of enchantment and crazy shit. This is Florida Corner.
A Florida man was jailed yesterday on a felony Slurpee battery charge. He didn't batter the Slurpee. Well, I mean, I guess he did. Investigators allege that Brian Duffy, who's 40, doused a 7-Eleven employee with a frozen treat during a 9:20 a.m. argument about the drink's price inside a store in Pinellas Park. Is 9:30 too early for a Slurpee?
I was just thinking that.
Maybe.
Depends on how hot it is.
Right. According to an arrest affidavit, the surveillance camera recorded Duffy backhanding the cup full of Slurpee drink out of the female victim's hand. The Slurpee flew onto the victim's person, the cop reported. While Duffy left the 7-Eleven before police responded, the victim pointed out the defendant to law enforcement apparently after he returned to the convenience store. During police questioning, Duffy recalled there was previously an incident in which he was being charged too much for a drink, but did not recall knocking the Slurpee out of the worker's hand. Since he has a lengthy rap sheet, including a prior battery conviction, he was charged with a felony for the incident at 7-Eleven. He's being held in the county jail in lieu of $2,500 bond. He's been ordered by a judge to have no contact with the victim, and he must stay away from the 7-Eleven where the confrontation occurred. So no more Slurpees for you, my friend.
No. Well, if it's Florida, so it might be like 75 with like 90% humidity, which will make it like 95. So it might not be too early for Slurpee.
Yeah.
It's a fair question. This story is so convoluted. I have to let a TV news station break it down for you.
All new Hondas are on clearance from just $169.
No.
Right after this Honda ad. When I played it before the show, there was no ad, by the way.
I can't wait for the Honda.
Yeah, $169 a month for a 36-month lease.
All
Let's
right.
go to Florida and lease Hondas.
Now, two guys are facing charges after Volusia County deputies say they tried to pull off quite the bizarre burglary plot. They ended up taking several items from a DeLand home, and as News 6's Lauren Korn found out, the suspects tried to start a fire with spaghetti sauce in an attempt to cover their tracks.
An ex-lover's revenge foiled thanks to this 10-second clip.
Wait, did you see anybody? No, I can't see nobody. All I can see is the towel being put over the camera.
Deputies catching these two men red-handed, accused of burglarizing the victim's home and trying to burn it down.
I got an alert at 6:54. I called DeLand police and...
Okay. I need you to pay attention to how he says, this is the victim, by the way, who in the past has dated both of the dudes who have been arrested for burglarizing. So these are two ex-boyfriends that have burglarized this dude's home. So listen to how he says spaghetti.
And they was here in no time.
The man who declined to reveal his identity was at work Tuesday morning when it happened. Deputies say ex-boyfriend 36-year-old Derek Irving, disguised in a bull costume onesie, and 28-year-old John Silva removed the AC unit to get inside.
He was wearing a bull costume onesie. I like how she just said that like it was nothing, went right on past to the rest of the story.
It is Florida.
I'm assuming they thought they had all kinds of time.
The duo, deputies say, stole the man's TV, a C-unit heater, and a vacuum before boiling a pot of spaghetti sauce and taking a white towel to the stove.
Well, he was trying to make it look like that I'd left the stove on, but who gets up at 2 o'clock in the morning and fixes spaghetti?
Deputies stopped the two in the driveway where...
Did you catch that?
Mm-hmm.
The spaghetti?
Biscotti.
They found the man's items in an empty jar of spaghetti sauce. Silva claiming he had no idea Irving was stealing from the home.
It started out as a relationship that lasted about a week.
The victim says they had a fallout, but the two remain friends and doesn't know why Irving is so angry.
Let him use my car for 4 months. Maybe he's angry about that. Or maybe he's angry because I gave him $150 to fix his teeth. Maybe he's angry about that.
The pair appeared in court today. Irving being held without bond for violating probation. Silva is being held on $25,500 bond.
Thank God for this camera.
Into Landlord Corn, News 6.
Okay. There's so much in that. What's your favorite part of the story?
Oh, the trying to set the house on fire with spaghetti sauce at 2 o'clock in the morning.
My favorite part of the story is not how he says spaghetti. My favorite part of the story was when he starts postulating as to why this guy's upset with him. He says, maybe it's because I gave him $150 to fix his teeth.
Yeah. Man, I need to get there. That's cheap for a dentist.
You may not want to go to that dentist. So that's it for Florida Corner. Kareem has dropped off again, if you're wondering why he's not weighing in on it. But yeah, that's a weird story, man. That is a weird story. All right. Let's wrap it up with it. I don't have any small town news. There's no small town news anywhere because of COVID. COVID and Donald Trump have ruined small town news.
It's all his fault.
COVID and Donald Trump, which, by the way, Donald Trump has made COVID worse. So, Donald, if you love small town news, vote for Joe Biden so small town news can go back to being small town news. That's all I'm asking. He's affecting the podcast now. Sad. I have a sad now. All right. And let's wrap it up with this one, Jason. For the second time in a week, a businessman has been charged with fraudulently securing a paycheck, easy for me to say, paycheck protection program loan that were then used to purchase a Lamborghini. Federal agents arrested Lee Price, who's 29, and a convicted felon in connection with a criminal complaint charging the Houston, Texas resident. He is not a member of the Houston Texans. He's a Houston, Texas resident. I need to wrap this. If I mentioned I recorded 3 podcasts today. According to investigators, Price filed a pair of fraudulent applications for PPP loans earmarked for businesses in need of emergency relief due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Price received a total of $1.6 million in PPP loans for 2 separate companies. The application submitted by Price, prosecutors allege, contended that the 2 firms had numerous employees and significant payroll expenses. The federal probe, however, determined that neither company has employees nor pays wages consistent with the amounts claimed in loan applications. Instead of using the government funds for legitimate purposes, Price allegedly spent the loan proceeds to buy a 2019 Lamborghini Urus for $233,000. He also allegedly spent PPP funds on a $14,000 Rolex watch, real estate transactions, clothing, liquor, and a new $85,000 Ford F-350 pickup truck. Additionally, some of the money covered Price's tabs at Houston strip clubs and other night spots.
Nice.
Those were expenses, man. Those were marketing expenses.
right? In Price's loan application for 713 Construction LLC, the 88-year-old man identified as the firm's CEO had died a month before Price had submitted the PPP application. The $752,000 loan received from Harvest Small Business Finance was purportedly intended to help retain 30 jobs. The dead man, whose name appears to have been appropriated, owned a wine store in Cleveland, Ohio, and had no connection to 713 Construction, according to the complaint. Now, according to the U.S. government database, Price Enterprise Holdings LLC had 2 loans approved in late June, one from Radius Bank for $350,000 and $1 million, and another from Customers Bank for between $1 million and $2 million. Now, while approved, the larger loan was not funded. According to the Texas Secretary of State Records, Price Enterprise Holdings was first licensed to do business in late April, which would have been after the pandemic. So maybe someone could have thought that.
Who gave him a loan? The person who gave him the loan should be in jail beside him.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his aunt. It's his Aunt Sheila.
Aunt Sheila at all the banks. According to Texas state court records, Price is a habitual offender who's been convicted of robbery and forgery. He's currently facing charges in 3 separate state criminal cases. 2 involve his alleged tampering with government records, while he's accused in a 3rd case of being a felon in possession of a firearm. In light of his arrest on the federal charges, state prosecutors filed a bond revocation motions in all 3 pending cases. Now, in late July, federal prosecutors announced the filing of felony charges against David Hines, a Florida man who received nearly $4 million in PPP loans. Hines is accused of using $318,000 in loan to purchase a 2020 Lamborghini Huracan Evo.
Again, how do you get a loan for $750,000 with the record? I don't understand that.
I don't understand any of it.
And if the business was only LLC'd in April, I don't understand it.
Somebody wasn't. They're just rushing through the applications.
They're not rushing through applications for black folks because they can't even get the damn money, or for you,
right?
Yeah, or for yeah. I know a lot of people that weren't able to get anything. So
yeah, that's the way it is. But hey, hell of a job, Mnuchin. Hell of a job, Kudlow. Hell of a job.
Mnuchin, you did a great job with Pan. Also, that was a great blockbuster film you made.
Mnuchin. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the WTH podcast. Gentlemen, any final words, Kareem?
Have a good week. Get your head out your ass. And no matter what goes on, we need to get Donald Trump out of office. So save all your bullshit about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris for January 25th.
Jason?
Be kind to yourself and others.
Thanks, Jerry Springer.
I said be excellent to each other, and you missed the Bill and Ted reference last week. And this week, I decided to go with the Jerry Springer one.
Last week, I was really excited that I started using the term face hole. I am now working on a design for face hole t-shirts. Possibly face hole mugs. We'll see.
Oh, I have your vote doesn't count in your pocket t-shirts available.
Oh, there you go. So enjoy the post office while we still have it, everybody.
Yeah. Oh man. You know, I asked my mail carrier because we see him every day, and he was like up to the door. And I just wanted to show my support and say, is there anything that we can do to help or assist? He's like, you know, it's really not as bad as you're hearing. He's like, actually, the thing that nobody's talking about is that our packages, our parcels are way up, and we're making a lot of money on it, but nobody talks about that.
And that's the thing, because a lot of the stuff that Amazon sends, it actually sends through the mail.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hey, Sushi Brian. He just popped on. You
What
caught us
up?
at the end. You caught us at the end. That's what we got to say. All right, everybody, be good. Don't be an asshole. If you have to ask, think about this. Think about if you were having to write in to Reddit and ask, "Am I the asshole?" How about you preemptively take that asshole out? Take it out.
Take your asshole out where?
Out the backyard. Out the backyard. So last week it was face hole. This week, Farmer Tad.
Oh,
See you
man.
next time.
It's glowing. It's glowing.
We out.
Right.